everyone. My name is Emilio Martinez-Paneda, and I am an academic at Oxford and the PI of the Supergen Flexible Fund Project, Reliable Corrosion Fatigue Predictions using physically based models. As you can see in the slide, the project involves a number of partners and institutions, and I am very grateful to them and to the Supergen Offshore Renewable Energy Hub for their support, which basically enable us to extend the work beyond what a conventional flexible fund project typically involves. The motivation for the work is clear. Despite the remarkable progress in the competitiveness of offshore wind, its life cycle management is still in its infancy. And this is evidenced by the short lifespan of offshore wind turbines, 25 years, half of that of nuclear power plants, and the high cost associated with operation and maintenance. Moreover, life extension decisions are about to become critical to the UK, as you can see in this map here. And what limits the service life of offshore wind turbines is the corrosion fatigue of their support structures, since they're exposed to aggressive environments and cyclic loads from the wind and the sea. Corrosion fatigue is a complex process whereby corrosion pits originate at the seawater metal interface. Those pits then grow, driven by the local chemistry and mechanics, and eventually a pit to crack transition event takes place and fatigue cracks propagate, leading to the failure of the component. So how do we incorporate this complex phenomenon into current offshore design? Well, we do that using something known as S-N curves, which I can explain in a minute for those of you not working in this field. You basically go to your lab, you test a simple cylindrical bar under cyclic loading, and record the number of load cycles at which failure occurred. So you do that, and then you get a point here, given applied load, given number of cycles. Then you do that many times for multiple loading amplitudes, and eventually you draw a conservative S-N curve that encapsulates the data. Then you enter into this S-N curve with relevant conditions for your support structure and determine how many cycles will occur before the failure point. And since you know the loading frequency, well, then that gives you the service life. Now we know that corrosion favors fatigue failure, so how do we account for that? Well, we do that by applying a knockdown factor, you can see here, which is empirical and of obscure origins. And then you do the same steps and you end up with those 25 years. However, there's a consensus that this knockdown factor, this approach in general is inappropriate, not only because it's highly empirical, but also because what we are testing is not what we have in reality. Among others, this test assumes homogeneous 1D conditions, but corrosion is highly localized. Also, corrosion is a time and history-dependent phenomenon, but there is no time in here, and the history dependence means that we cannot use the superposition assumptions that are currently being used. But predicting corrosion fatigue is a complex problem, not yet solved in academic circles. So of course the industry had to move forward with something. They just couldn't wait for us to crack this problem. However, recent years have seen the development of a new class of models that can tackle the challenges holding back the prediction of corrosion fatigue, including the ability to predict the evolution of this complex interface, the corrosion front, and the strongly coupled nature of this problem. I said before that the shape of these pits depends on the local chemistry and mechanics, but the local chemistry and mechanics themselves depend on the shape of those pits. So everything is strongly coupled, and you need to basically simulate everything, as it happens in reality, if you want to be predictive. But there's a new class of models that can handle this. They are known as phase field models or multi-physics phase field models, and they enable tracking the evolution of interfaces, such as the evolution of corrosion pits or fatigue cracks, while at the same time, they allow you to explicitly or directly incorporate all the electrochemomechanical phenomena that are taking place. In this way, you can predict corrosion fatigue from mesoscale first principles, so to say, without any strong assumptions or empirical or fitting parameters. You can see some examples in the slide where the corrosion front and fatigue cracks evolve, while the mechanics and the electrochemistry are being accounted for. This is fundamental work that I developed during my Future Leaders Fellowship, where I could show the predictive abilities of these phase field models against a wide range of corrosion and fatigue experiments. And the Flex Fund project gave me the opportunity to apply this framework to the specifics of offshore wind. And we did that through 3 sub-projects. The first one was aimed at quantifying the interplay between surface roughness and fatigue life. And this is important because in offshore wind, you often have situations where there's an initial corrosion period, followed by a period where corrosion is being protected. And you want to figure out what is the impact of those initial corrosion pits that develop in that corrosion period on the service life of the structure. So to this end, we develop a new framework that can uniquely describe any surface roughness state through 2 parameters, as you can see here. And what we did is to combine this with those phase field models for fatigue cracking that I mentioned before. You can see in red here the colors, and red color means the cracks that are propagating through those defects. And we show that the model agrees very well with experiments, and we use it also to map the relationship between the fatigue life and the surface roughness. And it's worth noting that there have been some fatigue experiments on samples in seawater, and those agreed very well within our map. The second project aimed at doing virtual experimental campaigns, similar to those lab ones that have driven our community forward, like SLIC. And we could show that not only the model delivered a good agreement with experiments, but also that it could be used to consider other well profiles that had not been addressed experimentally, as you can see here. And the last sub-project is a very interesting one, as we developed the first model for microbiologically induced corrosion, where we extended our electrochemical description to include the reactions associated with bacteria-rich environments. And this is the main phenomenon triggering pitting in offshore wind turbine monopiles. And as you can see here, we were able to capture how it results in localized corrosion and eventually cracking in 2D and 3D, while capturing microstructural effects and how also cathodic protections degrade over decades. That is all. I will just finish by saying that there's an opportunity and a need to build upon the latest scientific tools to bring down cost in operation and maintenance, as well as in foundation design, and also to enable physically based life extension predictions. This opportunity comes through what is known as phase field models or multi-physics phase field models, which can predict corrosion fatigue while explicitly simulating the underlying physical processes, as they happen in reality, basically. So in that way, you can remove strong assumptions and fitting coefficients. In this FlexFund project, we were able to demonstrate the potential of these methods in 3 areas. One is quantifying the impact on service life of surface roughness, such as that resulting from pitting corrosion. 2 is conducting virtual experimental campaigns, bringing to the sector the virtual testing paradigm that has been so successful in other sectors such as automotive and aeronautics. And 3 is predicting localized corrosion processes, even if they're as complex as microbiologic-induced corrosion. And I look forward to the future as this approach enables wider collaborations, for example, with the fluid mechanics community. Corrosion is dependent on the loading history, so they can bring those important boundary conditions to our model. And this will also be key to floating technologies where corrosion fatigue will even be more important. That's all. Thank you very much for your attention. And again, I will emphasize that all the codes that we develop and that show the simulations that I showed you before are openly shared and you can download from our website. Thank you very much.